Okay, we need a little Dallas perspective here ahead of the game on Thursday night. So we bring in our friend Jeff Cavanaugh from DLLS. Jeff, it has been a quiet couple days down in Dallas, huh? How are we doing?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's always quiet down here. Yeah, I mean, we call me when the agent of a guy who's not on your team anymore is making the rounds doing first take. That's what we have going on right now. It is insanity, but we're used to it. This is the show we enjoy. You guys want to win the Super Bowl. We want to be on TV.
There you go. That is a very Dallas spin. Now, yeah, I mean, honestly, given the trade and what I imagine the reaction has been from Cowboys fans, like, is this game on Thursday night kind of secondary? Is it kind of like not the most pressing thing for Cowboys fans right now?
No, I don't think that's true. And I desperately want to tomorrow, Thursday, and the rest of the season. I want to so badly. Once we get to football, not let the really bad general manager distract from the main thing, which is the football. I hope this is the last day of it, but it pops back up when Micah Parsons' agent is on first take because Jerry's been lying about things for months, including his own, like, things about him individually. Like, he deserves to have that moment to go on and correct that. And so it's like, okay, well, now that's happened. Now we got 2 days. We have 2 days to get ready for a football game, and then we'll be football ready. Owner of the Cowboys, best owner in the history of sports. GM of the Cowboys, worst GM in the history of sports. So here we go.
All right, well, let's talk about the game then. Let's flip to it. Let's start with the Cowboys defense, since that's where there has been the subtraction and the monumental addition of Kenny Clark, which has changed the face of this Cowboys front. We know how much they struggled to stop the run last season. Are you expecting them to be better on that front this year?
They were about as bad as you could possibly be last year. So I would think just random variance gives you a chance to be better than that. I don't think they'll be a good run defending team. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell you a secret. Dang it, I'm going to do it again. Micah's gone. Stop talking about Micah. Micah's a better run defender than people give him credit for. If you say Micah Parsons can't stop the run, you haven't watched Micah Parsons play football. Is he a consistent point of attack? We're coming right at you. I'm going to stand here, shed this block, and make a play. No, but he'll do that some, and then he'll beat a block real quick some. Like, he's not a worthless run defender. So now adding Kenny Clark, it upgrades you at defensive tackle in 2 ways. One, because Kenny Clark is still a good football player. And 2, they didn't have another NFL defensive tackle on their entire roster, really, outside of Oso Odighizuwa. So at least you have the opportunity that they could be solid with at least their top 2 defensive tackles. But the rest of the guys that they're running out there, I think the Cowboys need a lot of really positive answers to either unprovens or looking for bounce back or like guys in that lane that, I don't know. How many times do you think you're going to get heads when you flip a coin? Jack Sanborn, I like him. Like, I think he's a nice player. I think he deserves a chance to start at linebacker and see what he can do. It is a career backup so far. So to pretend that that's Fred Warner, okay. Kenneth Murray, they were desperate to get rid of, and the Cowboys were anxious to acquire, and he's had his struggles in run defense. So I think there's a lot of ways where you are really hoping that guys are better than who they've been in the past, deserved an opportunity and haven't gotten it, things like that. I think the Cowboys will probably still struggle to run defend is what I'm saying.
Go ahead, A.J.
Jeff, I wanted to ask you about the pass rush side of things for the Cowboys front. We are waiting to see if Landon Dickerson is going to be available for this game. You mentioned Osa Odighizuwa. Is he the primary guy who might benefit from Dickerson either missing the game or, if he does play, being potentially limited along that interior? I guess, how do you view the pass rush post Parsons against this Eagles pass game?
I think it went from a group that I felt like was about as good as they had. Like, when you talk about things the Cowboys are going to be good at, pass rush was the very, 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 very top of the list. Maybe the top 2 wide receivers, but was the very top of the list. And then I was surprised when we revisit that once Micah's gone. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised. I was like, boy, I really felt really good about their edge group. You have Parsons, and then you had, that guy's a nice pass rusher. That's a rookie that I think can rush the passer. There's a good run defender. And it felt really good. You take Mike away, and I'm like, oh, now it's just a bunch of part-time dudes that you're going to hope can do more than you think that they can do. Osa's probably going to have to be the guy. I do think Kenny Clark played through a bum foot last year, and I will say this: like, I'm not a fan of going to any particular website and just looking up a number grade and being like, "Oh, that guy isn't any good anymore."
Jeff, you are speaking my language, my friend. You are speaking my language.
I went and watched Kenny Clark play football last year on that bum foot. Kenny Clark can play. Like, you can take your 50 whatever and just chalk that up to a bad grader. He can still play. He may be the best defensive tackle on this football team. And Osa's a nice player, especially as a pass rusher. So it may be that the best thing the Cowboys have pass rushing is on the interior, and that Osa is the guy that benefits the most. But they're also, like, he's going to be dealing with a whole different world. Osa Odigizua got to be an afterthought. Now, I don't think that there's anyone on the roster that teams are going to, getting ready in game week, go, what are we going to do with this dude? Which probably makes Osa the closest thing to that. And so I worry about that pass rush. I worry what you're going to be able to do when you don't have a guy who gets double teamed every play and still wins every play. And now everybody gets to kind of go one-on-one. I don't know how it's going to work out. I want to live in optimism land because, sports fans, like, it's not fun if you don't believe before a season even starts. And I know we have a lot of fans that get mad at me because I'm not super optimistic right now about everything. But, you look at it just across the board. You look at Eagles offensive line, Cowboys defensive line. You say, you're going to get after that quarterback, right? And I'm like, yeah, sure. But the reasoning is because it's week 1 and I hope they do.
Right. We haven't been proven wrong yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There must be at least some optimism that Matt Eberflus is a competent defensive coordinator, and maybe was Peter principled as a head coach, but has some good schematic ideas and can coach ball, right?
Well, even he's going to have to be different than what he's been, because they had a press conference after that trade and said, we weren't going to do this unless Kenny Clark was involved. We really want to stop the run. Micah can't stop the run. Kenny Clark can stop the run. And I'm like, you do realize every single year in the NFL in free agency, you can get a run stopping defensive tackle for less than $10 million. Stop pretending you had to trade your best player to stop the run.
How about get 2 ones from a team that's going to be bad? How about start with that?
Yeah, how about do this at a time when other teams could get involved? The general manager is the worst in the history of sports. He's terrible at his job. He's unqualified. I hate it. But anyway, what was the question? We were talking about Eberflus. So even Flus, and the way that they tried to spin it after a terrible trade that they made because Jerry got mad, and he says, don't let your money get mad. The justification was, and Flus can scheme pressure. So you know what we do? We immediately go look at his history. He hates to blitz.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do it. And when he does it, he's not successful. And when they can't, his only answer ever to do it was to trade for a better pass rusher. So that's made up. He does not want to scheme pressure. He does not have a history of scheming pressure. And the answer was not scheme. The answer was go find a better player.
Yeah.
So it's just everything is...
Sounds like the defense could use a Micah Parsons type.
Boy, they could sure use Micah Parsons.
All right. There is at least, though, on offense, there are things to make Eagles fans scared. I think the Eagles are not worried about the Cowboys defense, but to have George Pickens now, which will take attention away from CeeDee Lamb and open things up, change the space a little bit, that has got to be where you feel like the Cowboys can hang their hat this year.
Yeah. I do feel like that's backwards. I think you can say that they've added a really good number 2 wide receiver, and that's going to create space for CeeDee Lamb. I think it's more so that just George Pickens will be more able to take advantage of CeeDee Lamb's existence than anyone that they have had before. Like, if you want to change who you're prioritizing stopping and go do that for George Pickens, I welcome it.
Sure.
But yeah. That's the hope, is that they're good enough on the offensive line at both tackle spots in pass protecting that you can score 30 on people. That's what it's going to be. I mean, I even think at running back, Jaden Blue, the 5th-round rookie, has explosive ability. He's been hurt.
He did camp. What to the rookie?
What did I say? He's a 5th-round rookie? I thought I said he's a 5th-round rookie.
No, this is a callback. Jaden Blue, the 5th-round rookie. I didn't know that he was allowed to do that. Christian Wilkins got released for far better.
Oh, I don't remember. I'm lost. My ADHD.
It's okay. This is self-referential. This is
very sophomore humor from Bo.
Okay. So anyway, And because I also think like the Cowboys, they intentionally accidentally downgraded at running back too.
Yeah.
Like Rico Dowdle's a better player than Javonte Williams. And if they would have waited literally 36 hours instead of just diving into the bottom of the barrel, they could have signed him for the same amount. But again, front office ineptitude, the GM's the worst ever. So yeah, what you have is Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Jake Ferguson's a solid tight end. Devontae Turpin is fun and can give you trouble as a gadget or as a screen guy or as a bye-bye run fast guy. And that's what they got. What they got is, can we protect this guy and throw bombs? And anything other than that, like they got a chance to be decent covering. Trayvon Diggs, it sounds like, might actually be ready to go week 1, which would be insane to talk about a few weeks ago. Which once again, front office, he'll never be ready because he's not training with us. But whatever. Why am I so mad? We gonna throw bombs.
You're doing great. Don't you feel, EJ? Don't you feel bad for Miles Sanders? Like he
when I
at
don't.
Penn State, it's like, okay, you have to replace Saquon. You're always going to be compared to Saquon.
Yeah.
He goes to the Eagles. He has a nice little career. And then the Eagles get that guy who turns into the #1 player in football, the best running back season of all time. And he's got to be there week 1 when they lift the banner. Like nobody has been like more teammate cucked than Miles Sanders has been by Saquon Barkley.
He has spent a lot of his career in the shadow of Saquon Barkley. Even like
it's got to be
couldn't wear 26 when he got to college because Saquon had it. Got it with the Eagles, and now Saquon's doing better things in that number than he
I feel bad for him.
It is tough. Yeah.
All right, last thing, Jeff. Just big picture here. You know, the lack of faith in Jerry Jones, like the long time since the Cowboys have tasted the level of success that you are accustomed to, while the Eagles have now won 2 Super Bowls in the past decade or whatever. How much like has the big brother little brother dynamic flipped there? Like how do Cowboys fans feel about the Eagles right now?
I think it depends. I mean, I think that, diehard sports fans are built different. And so I think there's still a lot of Cowboy fans that'll go into this week like, screw Philly, we're going to kick their butt, y'all suck, blah, 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 blah. But I think the dynamic between more realistic people, one of my best friends on the planet is an Eagles fan. And we were talking about it the other day, and he was just like, I got to be honest. He's like, the world where what you guys did last year and what it looks like you're going to do this year, he's like, it's not even fun for me. He's like, I want to talk crap in the group chat, but y'all don't even respond.
Yeah.
Because like it's not even fun. Sports life isn't fun unless both teams are good. And, I desperately want to be proven wrong because I think it's probably good for viewership and it's good for the way that people feel around town and all that. But, I mean, I think the Cowboys are probably barreling down the road towards 8-9, 9-8. And the only reason that they could be better than that is because every time Dak's played a healthy season, they've been better than that. But I look at the roster and I'm like, boy, that's a lot to overcome with a tough schedule and a tough division. And, like, it's a lot to ask. And so, yeah, I think the dynamic is weird where, do I want the Eagles to lose every game? Yeah. But do I want them to lose with passion in my heart? No, because I just don't think that it really benefits me anyway.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's well said.
Maybe a win on Thursday night changes things, though.
Yes, exactly.
A win on Thursday night would change everything.
Absolutely.
It would change everything. I would come back on here and be like, I told you your team was terrible and that we were going to the bowl. So get ready for that. Dak's 2-1 in his career against Jalen Hurts. We have a 67% chance to win this game.
There you go. All right. Maybe luck is on your side. All right. Thank you, Jeff Cavanaugh of DLLS. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you,
Time
Jeff.
for a quick break here on the PHLY Eagles podcast.